Oh yeah, there he is. There's the big ticket. You're looking at him, 6'6", unbeaten Sebastian Fundora. And Saturday, April 8th, Showtime Championship Boxing back at the War Grounds in Carson, California. Brian Mendoza coming in. Seb, can I call you that, brother? Always great to chat with you. How's life up there?
It's good. It's good. We switched this camp to the mountains, and it's been cold.
What is that? Where the mountains of what? Big Bear Lake?
Yes, around there. Yeah.
The long boxing hotbed.
It's been a good cold camp, but it's been good.
Look, we love when you fight, Sebastian, but you've been waiting a long time to get your real fight, your real opportunity at the full championship. You can't control injuries to Jermell Charlo. You can't control necessarily that Tim Tszyu is next in line. How do you deal with that?
Just have to get over it. That's business. That's the business side of boxing. If I ever do feel like I'm getting out of line, I just go to my dad, and my dad will diffuse the problem or whatever the case is, and that's what I have them for, my support system.
I mean, it's good to keep a good head on your shoulders during this process. And you've always seemed like somebody who's so calm and understanding, and you get it. But in the ring, that calmness turns into fun violence. You're one of the most fan-friendly fighters in this game. How much do you relish that idea that, look, you're an unbeaten boxer on the verge of fighting for the big championship, and you'd be defending, by the way, your WBC interim title. But there's another side of the fan base that is like, that guy makes wars. He's my guy. How does that make you feel?
It feels good. It feels really good that the fans appreciate my style, and they feel like they get their money's worth. And that's the plan the whole time, to actually feel like you left with something after my fight.
We don't see you get too much caught up into the trash talk side of this game, Sebastian. Is that calculated to avoid that nonsense?
Yeah, I avoid it. It's not really me. I don't do it outside the ring. We're already fighting inside the ring. Well, I don't really feel like doing outside the ring. I'm not really a fast thinker. I consider myself smart, but I'm not a fast thinker where it's like, dang, I should have said this or that. So I just avoid it completely.
Well, look, when I see on the marquee that it's going to be Fundora versus Mendoza, I know what to expect here. I know to get fired up. Brian Mendoza is on a nice string, won 2 fights in a row, overcame the odds against Jason Rosario, the former champion, scored a big knockout. How tough of a challenge are you expecting Saturday night?
I expect the best Brian Mendoza to come out, but we'll see what he brings. I think whatever he brings, we'll be ready for.
I know there's a lot of game planning involved. There's a lot of skill. There's a lot of adjustment. But is the equation as simple as this when you look at whoever's going to be across from you, that if I can lure them into those deep waters, they can't swim on my level, they can't take this heat in this kitchen? Is it that simple when you break it down?
Yeah, I take you to my world, and it's checkmate.
I love that that's your world, because I feel like you could be like selling insurance or being a college student outside of this, but yet you take on this profession and you go after it. How has fame, do you think, changed you at all up to this point?
That hasn't changed me at all. If anything, we always stayed away from everybody. The only time I see people is when we go to these events, boxing events or whatever the case. But we stay away from people. If I wanted to show off, who am I going to show off to? My family? They don't believe me.
Boxing family, by the way. Your sister, Gabby, will she be on the same card as you come Saturday?
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
Is that going to be a thing that you two hope to continue to fight on each other's cards?
Of course. I just hope next time she actually gets the full TV. So we'll see that. Hopefully we can, hopefully PBC puts her on.
All right, you saw Tim Tszyu take care of business down under against Tony Harrison like we all did to finally, it seems this summer, set up that undisputed title shot against Jermell Charlo. What were your impressions of Tszyu's victory?
He did good. He did what I thought was going to happen. I figured he was going to stop him, and he did his thing.
Does a win over Brian Mendoza finally secure a shot against the winner of that fight if it happens there, Charlo versus Tszyu?
Honestly, I don't even know. I thought that win over Lubin was the was the stamp, but we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed I get that fight next, but we'll see.
Do you have a dog in that fight? Is there someone you prefer to fight for the Undisputed Championship out of those two?
I don't. Honestly, I don't care. I just want to fight for that title myself.
All right. Hey, I heard you talk in the past, and I don't mean to bring this up now when you sometimes are frustrated, you want to fight for the title, but you're like, oh man, I could also make 147 without issue. Is this a true fact, or are you just talking?
No, I could do it. I could definitely do it. But you know what? Last year, there's talks about it, more talks about it after that Lubin fight. But you know what? I really thought about it, and I was like, I've been campaigning my whole career at 154. I want to at least win a title here, and then I'll think about me either going down or going up, whatever the case is.
What do you say when people look at the great fights you've made and the style you employ and say, I don't know if that is sustainable over the long run, staying in the pocket and being willing to give and take on an equal level?
People say that, people have their opinions, and even for the boxers that say that as well. We're all different people. We all handle things different. Who is it? Was it Roy Jones or no Hopkins? Hopkins, look how old Hopkins could become a champion, and then all those other factors, and look at Pacquiao. Everybody's different, so we'll see what the world has for me.
All right. I don't, is this a downtrodden Sebastian Fundora? I never saw you even not smile before. Now I'm reading headlines where it says Fundora, some people are trying to skip me. I feel like we're getting a little bit of a nastier edge coming out of you.
Nah, it's just it's the truth, whether the truth's ugly or pretty, it doesn't matter. It's the truth is the truth, and I just hopefully I get my title shot soon. That's all.
If things ever got to a point where you had to make a big move, would you rather go to 47 or go to 60?
I'll probably go to 60. That's usually the case for everybody. We're only gonna get bigger.
Well, look, if you beat Brian Mendoza on Showtime Championship Boxing here in the main event, I don't, there's nowhere else to go but right after it, right to the top. So I respect the journey. We only have to say, what are we calling this arena now? I keep forgetting. What is it? Dignity Health Sports Park. We love to call it all the other names it's had through the years. You've had some fantastic fights there. What's that experience like? Why is that arena so special?
It's the battlegrounds. It's the battlegrounds. Everybody fights there, and the fights that do happen there, they're always like almost like a deadly type of fight. It's everybody wants carnage, and the fans they make it a good venue. And I'm happy that I'm fighting there again. I feel like my fights do bring that type of experience as well. And tune in, I guess, Saturday.
Well,
see the same thing again.
You not only had the fight of the year against Erickson Lubin in 2022, which took place in Las Vegas, but inside of Carson, California, you fought Jorge Cota, you fought Carlos Ocampo, and those were very, very memorable action fights. You remember when Arturo Gatti had the home arena there, Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City? I feel like this is like a home arena that was ultimately made for you. But I know you'll fight anywhere, anytime. So we look forward to this Saturday, April 8th. Once again, Showtime Championship Boxing main event, Brian Mendoza. Final question, Seb, what should we expect in this one?
Expect a great fight. I'm going to bring my best, of course, as always. I hope Brian brings his best as well. I'm expecting that. And you're going to have my sister fighting as well. It's just going to be a great night.
Maybe you'll get angry, Sebastian, and you won't like him, folks, when he's angry, okay? Great talking with you, Towering Inferno. Always a pleasure, sir. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.